continuing yesterday's story. The story was completed, but now the commentary of Yoel, Benche, and the famous maskil of Moishe Gerari, who lived in Tel Aviv. The father of Nosson Gerari, who some of you know. You remember Nosson Gerari? Gray hat upturned. Looked exactly like his father. Very similar. And both also big maskil. So what did yesterday's story is Rabbi Hillel said to the younger man, to the wagon driver, that he says, why am I going to the Bavish? To get from the Rebbe guidance how to daven, and here the davening is going, so it's like someone who's going to buy goods at the fair, and he meets someone along the way who's selling it to him at a good price, everything he needs. I'm not going to buy it, I have to buy it in Leipzig. Foolish. Buy it here. So it's okay. No, we won't get to the Bavish for Shabbos. So the answer is, according to Benche, let's use the Benche's language and then we'll add to it. So Benche said, Benche Shem Tov, Abiel is quoting you, that in previous generations, so the Iskashrus was based on the understanding of Chassidim. And Bench's language. And because time hadn't come, he doesn't add that, I'm adding that, but they didn't understand the Maila of a Rebbe, therefore their Iskashrus was a means in Avodas Hashem, but not kind of the goal. Our Rebbe goes on benches to say, this was in the early years especially, explained like no other Rebbe what a Rebbe is. And Iskashrus is the Bria Chatichen, the central shaft of the entire edifice, the entire Avodah, and not a means for an end. And I'm just going to say, I'll elaborate, just tell you the word. And the Moishe Gerari said, I'm shocked to see this, because he passed away in the 50s, this is the early years. Terashvi is just beginning. Wow, so I'm very blown away. The Moishe Gerari said that the Rebbe Nisid Reinu was Machadish, that the Likutei Torah is there to bring to Iskashrus, not the opposite. Not that the Rebbe is a means to give us Chassidus, but Chassidus is a means to Iskashrus. Akalpani with Rabbi concludes, he's quoting Rabbi here, that this word of Rabbenche, and quoting in the brackets Rabbi Moishe, gives us an appreciation that the Rabbi Paracha, that was the early generations, but now, such an Avodah Derashvi. End of story. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? So, Lechura, as we have been saying, that one of the great Chidushim of the Rebbe revealed before Mashiach comes is that the whole point of Torah and Mitzvahs is what? To reveal the Neshama. There's nothing higher than the Neshama. The Neshama is Moshe Shenatzmos. And Torah mitzvahs don't make us Jewish. Torah mitzvahs express our Jewishness. I was having this discussion the other day. It's a new book that's coming out. Whatever. I'll just share it with you today. People should know this, because I see it's a widespread mistake. It's a new wonderful book JLI put out. Soon be available to the public. Now it's being offered to the Shluchim. My Mechut Mullah Kaplan is for years working on it, and his idea, and it's called the Jewish Book of Knowledge, and it's an incredible book, mostly diagrams and graphs, and written all Yiddishkeit. All Yiddishkeit, history. You learn this book, and you have a kosher understanding of the foundations of everything. It took years and years to do, and it involved the best authors. Anyway, so for a sample, tell the Maisa. So for example, for the Shluchim, they're a few pages. So good, I'm looking. I actually ordered 3. So they have a section on the what they call the afterlife or the eternity of the soul. They write like this: the soul is verily a part of God above, quoting Chelik Lekam Imal, and in brackets, Iyov, Job. That's the quote. So this is a mistake, my friends, because the words Chelik Lekam Imal in Iyov, which whatever brings, whatever doesn't say commercial concept like it's written. Not bringing a proof from there. It is not talking about the neshama b'chlal. Iyov is just saying, or his friend is saying to him, that whatever we have in life is apportioned. It's a chelik, it's a lot, it's apportioned, a lekam yimal from God above. Iyov suffered in the whole context of his story. Now, why the Alter Rebbe chooses to use that language? It's not the first one. It's from the sefer called Shef Atal, the early Kabbalah work that talks about the neshama and uses, again, just very often, that's the language of the Achronim and the Rishonim. They in their language, they use Lashon HaPasuk. But why does he have to do that? It's another discussion. But it's not a proof. That's number one. Number two, you have to appreciate, friends. Alpin Nigle Mamish, there's no fundamental difference between a Jew and a God. What's the difference? It's a Jew accepted the covenant, a non-Jew didn't, and a non-Jew could at any time. In the famous words of the Rambam, talks about Shevet Levi, and he says not only Shevet Levi, but Kol Boy Olam, any inhabitants of the earth can choose to enter into the covenant, and he concludes with the words Harais in his Kadesh Kodesh HaKadosh, which is language used for the Kohen Gadol. That's Apinigla. So I was arguing with my Mechutin. Yeah, Jewish people are called God's child. Anybody can choose to be that. The relationship is the Apinigla, it's the relationship. The Arizal was Mechadish and starts with the Mekabolim, but the Neshama. And a convert is a Gersh and his Gaia always had a Neshama. Tzaddik of the Arizal. What is the Gemara speaking about a convert say? Whatever the law is. Gersh and his Gaia should be Goyish and his Gaia. A non-Jew converts, the law is Kach v'Kach. He passes away and there's no inheritors who inherits him and many halachas. The Lashon is always Gersh and his Gaia. It's hinting because he's not a Goyish and his Gaia. He's a Yid all along. The Giyah just reveals it. And Adrab, it's a very high neshama, and it falls down, therefore, into a much lower place, because this is the neshama is able to elevate very deep mitzvot kedusha, or in neshama can't go. The whole aflo of a ger tzedek. The Adrab, it's a very high neshama. But this is all a chiddush of what of Chassidus and Kabbalah. Once it's revealed, it's in the Lashon HaGemara, it's all over. Like everything Chassidus revealed. But it has to be appreciated that the source is not a pasuk. If you're going to say Neshamas Achilik Lekam Yamal Mamish, you've got to source it in Kabbalah and whatever, where it's sourced, Tanya and other sources, if someone wants to accept it or not. I think I told you, and I tried to get a hold of it. The Jewish press, a number of years ago, I told you this many times. Maybe you guys are good at researching. Today, digitally, you could find it. I'll pay you handsomely. Because it's really instructive. Either Rosh Yeshiva or a big Rav, a big shul, wrote an article in the Jewish press. Remember the story? Basically, it's a screaming headline. It's time to reclaim Yiddishkeit. They've all bought into it. No, they might have never heard before. It's in America. It's in English. It is in New York somewhere. He says we've all bought into it. It's time to reclaim classic Yiddishkeit. And he lists a whole lot of things. One is the neshama. The Jews fundamentally different. Another thing, is that's complete flat contradiction to the Yesodus Hayadus, as the Rambam outlines. The Rambam says that Hashgacha Pratis only in God's individual involvement is only the tzaddik. He gives 8 levels of divine providence, and he says that the wicked are abandoned to the whims of nature. You turn your back on God, midah keneged midah, they turn his back on you. Not Hashgacha Pratis. And here's the whole Rebbe the Rebbe reconciles, a bit the Rebbe actually reconciles the stira. The Rebbe explained to the Kutas Sichos very clearly. It's not a stira, but it's a good question. And on the surface, mikveh also makes fun of mikveh. What mikveh? There's no Takonis Ezra. I'm going to mikveh every day. and we're all Tommy Tumas mess. There's no paraduma. Beards, mainly, to grow a little bit, but that they shouldn't grow altogether, not to trim it. That's appendicular. There's no basis. No basis. It's all invention. Everybody's bought into it. It's a cry in the wilderness because it's too late. Everybody. The whole world, the whole former world, Ashkacha Pratis and the Shama, everybody's accepted this as Yesoidus Hayadus. But it's good to see that, it's a gewaltige thing. That's a chiddush that was revealed before Mashiach comes. So one of them, my dear friends, back to our story here, is a tremendous chiddush that Yiddishkeit does not make you Jewish, it reveals your Jewishness. And that's what the story is saying. That the tachlis is iskashrus. What does that mean? The tachlis is to reveal, what's iskashrus? What is a Rebbe? A Rebbe is the heart, the yechida of Klal Yisrael. So the tachlis is to reveal, this is after tetzaveh. The tachlis of Yiddishkeit, Chassidus, everything is to reveal your etzem and neshama in your body here lamata. That's the tachlis. Yiddishkeit is to reveal who you are, not create you. Your neshama at its root is a chelik likam mimal mamish. Yechida. What's the purpose? Hashem wants to reveal that in the neshama, the levels of neshama in the guf lamata. The whole world should reflect it. That's dir b'tachtonim. That's what he means here. The chiddush of Deir Hashvi, that the Kutei Torah is not, that the Rebbe is not a means to give us the Kutei Torah, but the Kutei Torah is a means to connect to the Rebbe. What does it mean to connect to the Rebbe? It means to connect to your pnimis haneshama. And that's the chiddush of Deir Hashvi. And that's something that the Chabad houses are accomplishing. And as we said the other day, the Chabad houses, especially in Asia and these places that young fellas are going, Chassidic guys and other Litvish guys on business, and they're coming for the first time to a Chabad house in Shanghai or in Ho Chi Minh City, wherever they're going, and they're hearing Chassidus and they're seeing another Jew and they're learning this, what a Yid, what a Neshama is. It's an incredible achievement that's happening. It's caused Pasha Begashmish, a tremendous unity that didn't exist 20 years ago, 15 years ago, which is the whole purpose. Okay. That's the story. Now